Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to be looking at some data. So here in front of us, you see kind of like a chart, and it's got some information on it. What are you noticing about the information? That's right, there's all kinds of different types of balls listed. And over here in this column, there are some numbers. So one thing about data is it has a title here, and it's going to tell us what type of data this is. Let's look. The top part here says kind of ball. So I would expect in this column to see different types of balls. So let's see. Soccer ball, basketball, softballs, footballs. Yes, there are 4 different types of balls, or different kinds of balls. And over here in this column are some numbers. So if I look across soccer balls, this tells me how many were in the basket, so I can see the number. So let's read here our problem together. The PE teacher put all of the sports ball in a big basket. Are you picturing that in your head? Here is what was in the basket. 8 soccer balls, 11 basketballs, 16 softballs, and 6 footballs. So if we notice here on our chart, it tells us soccer balls, 8 basketballs, 11 footballs, 16 softballs, 16 footballs, 6. So we can use this chart to help us solve problems. So let's look at the first one. The teacher took the soccer balls and footballs out of the basket. How many balls did she take out of the basket? Tell how you know. Let's think, what are they asking? Let's reread this again. The teacher took the soccer balls and footballs out of the basket. How many balls did she take out of the basket? Let's look at our information. What do we need to know? So we know that we know how many were in the basket of soccer balls, basketballs, softballs, and footballs. Do we need to know all of that information? No. What are they asking? Soccer balls. So I'm going to go ahead and write down the data that I need. Soccer balls. The teacher I know took out soccer balls. How many did she take out? Let's look at our chart. Soccer balls, and if I look straight across here under this column, it tells me how many were in the basket. Do you know? That's right, 8. Now, what else do we need to know? That's right, the teacher took out some footballs. How many did she take out if she took out all of the footballs out of the basket? I'm going to go down until I see footballs and then go across. She took 6. So now we know the teacher took out soccer balls. She took out 8. And footballs, she took out 6. How many balls did she take out of the basket? Let's think about how we could represent that problem. So I could use my ones here. Let's represent the soccer balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is the soccer balls. What about the footballs? How many footballs did they take out? That's right, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, how can we determine how many balls that she took out of the basket? We know that we have to take our 8 soccer balls and add our 6 footballs to it to determine how many balls that she took out. So if I have 8, what can I add to that? I know if I have 8 and I add 2 more, what do I get? That's right, that's 10. And if I add 4 more, if I add 4 more, 8 plus 2 is 10. And if I add 4 more, what do I get? That's right, that's 14. Let's make sure that we have 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, I have represented 14. So if I have my base 10 blocks, what's another way I can do that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I know that 1 10 and 4 ones represents 14, and also 14 ones represent 14. Let's look at our data some more. Now, we have our same data, and then we are going to ask another question. How many more basketballs than footballs were in the basket? So, let's look. How many basketballs? And I think here, instead of writing the word basketball, I'm going to draw a picture. I know a basketball kind of looks like that. So, how many basketballs were there? I'm going to look at my chart and go across. And in this column, it tells me how many were in the basket. How many basketballs were in the basket? That's right, there were 11. Okay, now footballs. Can we draw a football? All right, there's my football. How many footballs were in the basket? I can look back here at my chart and find the word footballs under the kind of ball. And if I look across here, it's going to tell me how many were in the basket. That's right, there were 6. So let's represent the 11 basketballs. I could do this with many things. I could draw it. I'm going to use my base 10s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There were 11 basketballs in the basket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And there were 6 footballs in the basket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Now, let's look back and see what the question was asking us. How many more basketballs than footballs were in the basket? Let's think. If we have 11 basketballs and we take away the 6 footballs, how many are left? I know if they both had 6, they would be the same. So how many more basketballs do I have than footballs? So if I compare these, how many more do I have? That's right. This right here, I'm going to circle it. Or how many more that I have? If they both had 6, they would be the same, but there are more. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I have 11 and I take 6 away, I have 5. There are 5 more basketballs than footballs. Okay, another way I could think about this is that I know that something plus 6 equals 11. So I know that 6 plus 6 is 12 because I know my doubles. So 1 less than that would be 5. Or I know 5 and 5 is 10 and 1 more is 11. So these are the ones that there are more of in the basket. Great job looking at data and problem solving.